Hey everybody. Today I'm gonna share a bit of an older story. The story that I'm about to tell was about a year ago, like long before I had this channel. And today I thought, hey, this might be a fun story to tell, so I'm gonna tell it. So my uncle on my mom's side has been banned from multiple family events due to a robot parrot. And you guys might have not noticed that I said robot sarcastically, but I did. And the reason why I said it sarcastically is because it wasn't an actual robot. So I think I need to break down why and how this happened. So a couple of weeks before this event took place, my aunt, who is like a big animal lover, bought a parrot from a breeder, and the reason why I specified the breeder is because she specifically got one that is extremely talkative, because every animal she gets has to be talkative. And the reason for that is because no man would ever want to date her. And I'm not saying that because, like, oh, she doesn't look good. She looks normal, like a normal person. It's just, she's crazy. And I think the more videos I upload about my family, I think you'll realize why this is the case. But for now, I just want to keep this video straight to the point because I could be here just yapping all day long if I could just name the several things that my aunt has done. That's crazy. So yeah. Um, Back to my point. Um, so she bought this parrot, and I'm gonna be blunt with you. Sorry for another rant, but this is the most annoying animal on the entire planet. Um, and the worst part about it is that she brings that thing everywhere. Like, I would be fine if you had a talkative parrot, but if you kept it at home. But she brings that thing everywhere. Every time for the past year, every time I've seen her, she brings that parrot. Even after this whole event took place, she still brings that parrot everywhere. And I'm starting to get sick of that thing. Anyways, um, but the even worse part is that we can't even have any fun with it. And when I say that, I mean by, like, she doesn't let us, like, teach it swear words or profane words or naughty words. She doesn't let us teach it any of the fun words. And am I a terrible person for saying that? In my opinion, I don't think so. Because you know, they don't understand what they're saying. They're not a person. They don't comprehend that what they're saying is bad. And you have to admit, it's pretty funny to hear, like, a parrot or any sort of animal that can somewhat talk say a swear word. Like, even if you're the most righteous person ever, you can admit, you can let out a little chuckle when you see a parrot say the F word in, like, on a video on YouTube. Like, it's pretty funny. But whatever, I don't understand why she doesn't let us teach us swear words, but that's besides the point. So a couple weeks after she bought it, she brought the bird to the family event. And um whatever. She brought the bird, but she also brought this really good nacho dip that was really good. And I think a lot of people actually, like, forgave her for bringing the bird because of how good that nacho dip was. I know I did. I mean, I did not care about that bird after, like, that nacho dip. That was probably one of the best nacho dips I have ever had. And I'm a big cheese lover, a hot cheese lover. I mean, I don't really like cold cheese, but hot cheese, I will eat a pizza, nacho cheese, all that crap. I could eat that all day, even though it's like one of the worst things for you. But anyways, there was one person who did not care for the nacho cheese enough and also hated the fact that the bird there. And it was my uncle on my mom's side. So real quick, I kind of have to explain that my uncle is a big conspiracy guy. And he's actually part of the reason why my brother became a big conspiracy theorist in the first place. But with most of the conspiracy theories that my brother believes in, most of those are somewhat believable. Like, like, like big pharma, like, not wanting to find the cure to cancer to make more money. That is somewhat believable. But theories that my uncle believes in, he believes in stuff like the Earth is flat. Like, that's what level crazy we're talking. So, and the big thing is that he's always ranting about at every family event is how everything we do is fake and how everything's controlled by the government. And honestly, overall, I'm surprised he hasn't been kicked out of more family events because overall he's just a lunatic. And I'm surprised we've dealt with this crap for as long as we have, because I've just been, like, I'm remembering right now, for as long as I remember, that man has been, like, yapping about how the government has been controlling us, I think, like, ever since, like, I came out the womb. He's been putting all that crap in my head ever since, like, as soon as he could. So, yeah. But the big conspiracy that he's into that really got this whole event, like headliner event happening, is that he believes that so at first he believed that pigeons were not real and that they were government spy drones. And you can look this up. This is an actual real theory that people believe in. And if you don't believe like me and my uncle believing it, like you can look it up. This is like a whole thing like people have believed. But where my uncle kind of one-upped everybody is that he now believes that all birds are government spy drones, so not just pigeons, all birds. So I think you can see where this is going. So at the beginning of the whole event, he was kind of on edge and he was kind of like staying away from my aunt, which I mean, I guess understandable if you believe that they're like the government stalking you or whatever. But then at some point the parrot started flying, and this is the part where he lost it. Like he started swatting at the bird. He was going crazy on it. And since the bird started panicking, since there was something trying to attack it, it started talking and screaming, and overall, everything kind of just devolved to chaos because, you have the bird squawking and squealing around, and you have crazy uncle swatting at it, and he's going crazy, like. And I've never seen someone actually like be so mad at an animal like that. I mean, well, granted, I guess he didn't think it was an animal. I guess he thought it was a robot. So, I mean, yeah. So eventually my aunt catches the bird and puts it in the cage, and my uncle calms down. If you consider him yelling at us calming down, I mean, comparatively to him swatting at everything, I guess that's calming down, but he's still, like, crazy, and we still have to hold him back from the bird. So, and then my aunt, who, keep in mind, is very protective of this bird because she just bought it, starts yelling at my uncle now. So now they're all in a fight, and my uncle is like screaming at her that, like, is she working for the government? Is she against him? Is she trying to take him down? And my aunt is just mad because, like, because he tried to harm her bird that, from what I understand, is actually a pretty expensive bird too. So yeah, they start screaming at each other, and then my uncle tries to punch her. Luckily, my dad was near him and grabbed his fist and stopped him before he could punch her, but then my uncle takes out a knife and he threatens everyone, and he just starts going crazy. He's threatening everyone. He starts, like, yelling and raving about how everyone's against him and how they're trying to abduct him, and that they're trying to get the government to abduct him, just like how they did to his friend Terry. And by the way, his friend Terry was sent, like, a few weeks beforehand, was sent into a psychiatric hospital for thinking the Girl Scouts were a government ploy to try and poison him. So he threatened them every time they showed up. So he's kind of comparing himself to an actual crazy person, which I guess that means he's a crazy person. But anyways, we had to call the cops, and they took him away, and now he's in prison. A lot of you might be thinking, like, why didn't he go to a psychiatric hospital? It's because he didn't plead insanity. He actually, like, fought tooth and nail into thinking that he wasn't crazy and that everyone else was crazy, and because of that, he just got straight up sent to prison. No one has visited him, so we actually don't know whether he's alive or dead. Um, I mean, I hope he's alive. I mean, even how crazy he is, it would still suck losing an uncle. So, you know, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the story on how a robot bird caused the downfall of my uncle and why he's no longer invited to any family events. Um, so even if he does make it out of prison, then he's not going to be allowed to show up to any family events anymore. So yeah, that's kind of it. So yeah, thanks. Bye.